The Olympus OM-2. This video is sponsored by me and my ever-shrinking wallet. This camera is what I imagine when I think of generic silver cameras for some reason. It looks similar to others, of course, but this one just does it for some reason. I don't know if it's because it was a National Lampoon's Vacation and the image of middle-class America just seared into my brain, but this is the shredded wheat of cameras. The Olympus OM system came out in the late 70s, with the OM-2 being presented in 1975. While the OM-1 models were all mechanical, the OM-2 and OM-2N takes batteries with the use of the aperture-preferred exposure control and TTL direct light measurements. This camera seems like it was a gift a wife or husband would give to the other, and it would sit in the closet, coming out for family reunions and vacations. Not to say professionals didn't use this system. A Nikon F2 or Canon F1 might have been the choice for brand recognition, while Minolta didn't really have anything during this time aside from the CL or an older SLR, and Pentax had the ES, and even then the OM2 was a good amount smaller and lighter. These are small cameras, which might have to do with their image in the late 70s and mid 80s being that of not as professional compared to Canon and Nikon at the time. Like any SLR worth its weight, these cameras come with a suite of lenses as well as viewfinders, motor drives, power winders, and accessories. According to the 1979 Olympic Camera Corporation price list, the OM2N retailed for $515, which would be $1,927 in today's money. But I've seen people state that they bought theirs back in the day for around the mid-200s, which is about what you can expect to pay for a used one today, body only, in mint condition. All these models existed in chrome or black, and there was also a gold version of the OM1N, with the black versions being more valuable than the chrome, like with most cameras. I've always wanted to get one of these older SLRs and just buy every on-body accessory you can and just deck it out like those old Game Boys, but that'll have to be for another video. Olympus states to use two 1.5 volt silver oxide batteries, SR44 or EPX-76. I just use two 357-303 Energizer batteries. Some people will say this can throw off the exposure compensation, but if it does, it's not enough for me to notice. Unlike the OM1 or the uber expensive OM3, the OM2 and OM2N need that tasty battery juice to work. While you can advance the film and take photos without batteries, it seems to only work in bulb mode. Olympus made a very nice, small yet metal camera in a time where a lot of other SLRs were going plastic to get lighter or were just bigger. The Olympus OM series uses the non-surprising OM mount. Lenses range from 8mm f2.8s to 1000mm f11s, as well as a ton of zooms and micro lenses. These lenses still tend to be a favorite of Sony E-mount users these days, but I've yet to try these lenses on a mirrorless camera, but I'm sure the results would be great, and they give that certain look those hipsters crave. If this camera was a family reunion potluck dish, it'd be lemon bars. Often overlooked among all the other store-bought goodies placed in someone's own Tupperware, but is often superior and is refreshing given the OM2 and the OM2N. Well, it's basically the same except for the shutter release moved to the on-auto manual check switch, same position as the battery check. There's now a direct contact inside for record data backs. An exposure compensation warning flag. This appears in the viewfinder frame near the meter. There's full frame averaging on all shutter speeds. And there's a 120-second exposure limit on auto. If the Canon F1 was Halo, and the Nikon F2 was Unreal Tournament, then the OM2 would be the first Far Cry. Using the record data back from left to right, it dials 4, 3, 2, and 1, 4 for day, 3 for month, 2 for year, and one for letters and stuff. Using this record data back, you won't be able to see the date on the bottom right hand corner of the film where it's normally located if the scene's too bright. Also, it seems like the year stopped in 1999. Sad to see a camera affected by the Y2K bug, but I don't really see a huge benefit to using this. I'd rather have the note/film back holder instead, to be honest. You get the benefit of hard coding a date into your image at the expense of having an annoying cable, needing 2 more batteries to run this, matching the ISO setting to your film a second time, while making the grip a little less comfortable. Point and shoots would later have all this built into the camera by default. Given the mirrorless systems these days, it's not a problem to get invested in a system of lenses, so I think just like back in the day, these Olympus OM-2 1s and 2s are a great deal if you don't want to get into the Canon or Nikon systems.